Let's make your master track sound more exciting. So first, you should already know at the very least you need a multi-band compressor, EQ, and limiter on your master track for it to sound decent and glued together in a master. Cool, let's jump into the first thing I like to use for making my master sound exciting, which is an exciter, ironically. So if you don't know what an exciter is, it's a tool that adds harmonic distortion to your audio signal that you're able to adjust however you see fit. When we use an exciter on the master track, it makes our song jump out at us a bit more and it makes it a bit more interesting to listen to. Many people advise against using an exciter on the master, but I personally really enjoyed all the songs I've implemented exciter versus without. Let me show you a dull and boring sounding master so we know what we have to work with.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test but I call. I'm to the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shifts and little tips as a waiter. Now I struggle searching endlessly for constant relief. And all these bad habits I wish I could shove them beneath.
So let's make this song sound more exciting. First thing we need to do is come over here to the mixer, go to the master track. So I have Ozone 10 right here. They have literally every mastering plugin that you could ever need. I really like using this. All their plugins sound really good too, but I'm gonna go ahead and add an exciter on there. Up here, you'll find the frequency spectrum for our master track. So first thing we need to do is make sure to divide our frequency ranges up properly. Also, keep in mind that we're trying to account for all the frequency ranges for each range of not only just the instrumental, but our vocals as well. You may need to make slightly wider ranges as opposed to how you may approach your vocal EQ when mixing. So let's keep that in mind. Over here, I'm gonna stop it at about 160 hertz. Just gonna do like a rough estimate. 160 hertz, that's definitely where my low end should be. A good estimation for the low mids would be to stop at about 2K, 10K right here, and that is pretty solid. That is what I normally do for like my multi-band compression as well as my my imager in the master track. So I like this a lot. Next thing to do is come down here for each frequency range and choose what type of distortion you want that range to produce, how much of the distortion you want applied, and how you want it turned up in the mix. Let's choose our desired distortion for each range, and while we're doing this, keep the philosophy that this is our master track, so minimal changes can make a big difference. We're going to listen for how much distortion we need on the track. We need to solo out each range and turn everything up to 100% and listen for what distortion sounds best. So let's go ahead and do just that. For the low end, I'm going to turn this right up here, and everything is already at triode. I'm just going to show you a few different types of distortion so you have an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, the nice guy.
I definitely did not solo that out. Okay. So I don't know about triode, but how about this? I normally either go with triode or dual triode, but especially since this is the bass, I kind of want that that rattling a little bit whenever I'm listening to it in the car. Like I want it a very little bit though. I don't want it to be too apparent. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and do dual triode, mainly just because dual triode's a bit more on the extreme side, but not too extreme. And how we're gonna do this, I have dual triode. I'm gonna turn it down to about 4% or 3. I'm gonna turn this down to about 3. And we're just gonna listen to how much. Well, just so you all can hear, let me turn everything up. So yeah, these are just going to be very, very, very tiny adjustments because we don't want too much of this exciter to be seeping out in the final master. It would just make everything sound kind of weird. We mainly just want to use this exciter to add a very thin layer of excitation and just make everything sound a bit more interesting, but nothing, we don't need anything out of this exciter to pop out crazy. So let's go ahead and go to the low mid frequency range, do the exact same thing. Let's test out what frequencies sound good or what distortion sounds good.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shit's a little.
Me solo.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the.
Yeah, we're just gonna rock out with Triad, and let's turn it down to about like, let's do, if we did 3.0 on that, let's do 4.0 on this one. And well, that's probably a little bit too much. Let's go 3.7. Let's go 3.7, and let's listen for it.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper.
Just to make myself feel safer, I'm gonna go 5.0 right here instead of 5.2%. And over here, I'm gonna do 6% instead of 6.5. So I feel a lot better about this right here. Over here, let's go ahead and do our high mid frequency range. Listen to how it sounds like. Turn this all the way up. Dual triode. Let me see how this sounds.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shit some little tips as you waited. Now I struggle searching endlessly for constant relief. And all these bad.
Yeah, we're just gonna rock it out with triode again. And I'm gonna turn it down. That's at 3.7. I'm gonna go to about 4.2. Let's just go 4.2. And listen to it in the mix, see how far we need to take it down.
Yeah. The nights gotten colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working.
Let's do about 6.6. 6.6 on that. And last thing to do is adjust the high end. Dual triode usually sounds pretty good on the high end. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, we're gonna rock it out with dual triode. I'm gonna turn this down. Let's try 5%. Just because adding an exciter for the high end usually sounds pretty nice. I'm gonna turn it down. Let's see. Alright, so the last thing I like to do on this is turn on the oversampling over here. Although it requires more processing power, which can complicate things if your CPU is already on thin ice. We're just gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Let's listen to how our master sounds like with it now.
Yeah. The nights getting colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shifts and little tips as you waited. Now I struggle searching endlessly for constant relief. And all these bad habits, I wish I could show.
So now let's play it without it now.
Yeah. The nights getting colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shifts and little tips as you waited. Now I struggle searching endlessly for constant relief. And all these bad habits, I wish I could shove them beneath.
So yeah, a nice and slight difference, but it just makes the song so much more pleasurable to listen to. So the next thing I like to do, a lot of people don't really use, is reverb on the master. Now this may definitely sound a bit crazy. I wouldn't suggest you use this on all songs. Only the ones that sound ambient and spacey does this trick sound the best. So let's go ahead and open up a reverb. Open up Neoverb Pro. So the first thing you want to do is just make your preferable adjustments for this master reverb. So I want to give it a decent amount of space, but nothing too crazy. I always turn the wet percent all the way up. Turn this hall up a little bit. Turn up this plate. I'll leave that plate alone actually. 40%. Let's go ahead and do some pre-EQ right here for this. Boom, we got our pre-EQ. So we got our pre-EQ. Let's come over here and do the real EQ. Gonna bring this up to about 160. Gonna bring this over here down a little bit. Let's go to 12,000. Make sure we dip off that high end, and that is pretty much all I want to do on this reverb. I never try to do anything too crazy, but how about instead of going over here all the way to my hall, let me give my plate a little bit more space too. So let's listen to it with it turned all the way up 100% in the mix, and I'm going to turn it down really low for everything to blend in nicely and be balanced.
Of my own nature, that's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shifts and little tips as you waited. Now I struggle searching endlessly for constant relief. And all these bad habits, I wish I could shove them beneath. Have no sense of self, I can The nights getting colder, we're approaching the fall. I slowly got a little bored and I don't test by the call. Until the point of questioning the essence of my own nature. That's why it's nice to sit and write about your life on the paper. Ever feel like you're a candy that's been drained of its flavor? That's how I felt when working shifts and little tips as you waited. Now I struggle searching endlessly.
So yeah, as you heard, adding a reverb on the master really just kind of helps your vocals and the instrument glue together a little bit better, and it makes everything sound a bit more spacious. I really like using it on ambient and spacey tracks. It really goes together well. But all right, everyone, that is how I get my master to sound more exciting. Now, if you're a beginner and want to learn how to mix your vocals inside FL Studio 2024, click the link in my bio and I'll give you a detailed step-by-step guide on how to do just that. But I hope you got a lot of value out of this video, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one.